Vistana dumped a whole bunch of information on us this week about Abound by Marriott Vacations. What does it all mean? How does it impact you and even me as an owner in the Vistana Signature Network? Lots of questions, lots of information, a huge FAQ while I'm here to help decipher it all. Hello, I'm Jeremy, your host today here on Destination Timeshare, the channel where I provide my knowledge, tips, and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. So today we're going to be talking about how Abound impacts Vistana owners with 10 things that we now know about Abound. Today I'm actually releasing two videos in tandem. This one for Vistana owners and another one just for Marriott Vacation Club owners. So if you're a Marriott Vacation Club owner and you want to know 10 things that we already know about Abound and how it would impact your ownership, well, head over there, check out that video. I'll put a link to it right up here. But if you own both in Vistana and Marriott, well, you're going to want to check out both of the videos today. But now let's jump into this video. So first up, that just happens to be that members of Vistana Signature Network, at least those members, those owners that were in Vistana Signature Network prior to August the 9th, 2022, will become automatically members of Abound by Marriott Vacations. So if you're a member of Vistana Signature Network, you really don't have to do anything except year to year. You'll be able to elect club points for reservations in the larger system that includes Marriott Vacation Club, Westin Vacation Club, and Sheraton Vacation Club. All right, now up for number two is something we're going to talk about here that we kind of know but aren't 100% sure on. And that is if resale ownerships, those mandatory ownerships that do participate and can book star option reservations in the Vistana Signature Network, are they going to be eligible for Abound? And I'm going to go here and specifically read out what the FAQ says about eligible vacation ownership interests. And here it says, eligible VOIs are those that are enrolled in VSN and were purchased from the developer or through an authorized resale agent. So that's pretty obvious. If you purchase from the developer, well, you are eligible for Abound. Now the second one here is VOIs that were enrolled in VSN prior to August 9, 2022 that were purchased through an unauthorized resale agent or HOA resale offer will be able to elect to receive club points and apply toward owner benefit levels. So a lot more in that second bullet point about unauthorized resales that were enrolled in VSN prior to August 9. That is a cutoff date that they are putting in here for that eligibility. What does enrolled in VSN mean? I actually have some paperwork from our last sales presentation, and there's two columns on there related to our two mandatory resale purchases. One is VSN enroll, and it says N for both of our weeks. And then there's also VSN enroll eligible, and it has a Y for both of our weeks. So I'm not 100% sure here on this one, but I do hope to find something out, and when I do, I'll keep you updated in a future video. And if you're not really sure what a mandatory resale is within Vistana Signature Network, I actually did do a previous video about that. I will put a link to it right up here. Now on to number three, and that just happens to be that you'll be assigned Abound owner benefit levels based on, it seems like, the higher of two things. Owner benefit levels, kind of like the elite levels in Vistana Signature Network. And it would mean here that if you are a 3-star elite in Vistana Signature Network, well, you'll be executive in Abound. 4-star, you'd be presidential, and 5-star, you'd be chairman's club. Now, you can also qualify for those levels in a different way, and that is actually using the total number of Abound points that you qualify to elect for. Not necessarily what you elect each year, but what you actually can elect for. So that would be up to 3,999 points. You'd be at the owner level. 4,000 to 6,999, you'd be at select. 7,000 to 9,999, well, you'd be at executive. 10,000 to 14,999, you'd be presidential. And 15,000 and above, well, you'd be chairman's club. So there are a number of different benefits that we won't dive into really too much in this video at those different owner benefit levels, but that is essentially how your owner benefit level will be calculated. So if the owner benefit level from 3, 4, or 5 star just happens to be higher than the number of points that you actually are entitled to, well, you'd be at that higher level. Number 4 of what we know about Abound by Marriott Vacations is just exactly how you will elect club points from your vacation ownership interests. If you own a Vistana week at a Westin or Sheraton Vacation Club property, well, you'll need to elect that entire VOI for the number of Abound points assigned to it. You can't use maybe the 1-bedroom side and elect Abound points on that and then maybe stay in the other 1-bedroom side. You have to elect Abound club points on that entire VOI. Now, if you own one of the Flex products, Westin Flex, Sheraton Flex, or Westin Aventuras, then you will actually be able to elect in 20,000 home option increments for Abound points based on the conversion rate that they provide. Now, this actually only applies to those 3 Flex products. Vistana also has what they call some single site home option products, and that would be the Westin St. John, Sunset Bay, and Coral Vista phases, and also the Westin Nanya in Hawaii. Well, for those single site home option programs, you actually need to elect the entire VOI. You can't do that 20,000 home option increment for those properties. Now for number 5, the next thing we know about Abound by Marriott Vacations is exactly how much it's going to cost to book Westin and Sheraton Vacation Club resorts through and with Abound club points. They did provide these points charts over in the Marriott Vacation Club website, that the link in the FAQ on the Vistana website doesn't seem to work, but we do have the points charts for all of the Westin and Sheraton Vacation Club properties, plus and including Vistana Beach Club in Jensen Beach, Florida. So I will actually put a link to these points charts in the description box below. So if you want to check those out, take a look. But this is only the point values to actually book a reservation at these resorts. It is actually not for determining how many Abound club points your vacation ownership will actually elect for. All right, now for number 6, that just happens to be that we're not expecting a full launch of Abound by Marriott Vacations for Vistana owners, or even Marriott Vacation Club owners for that matter, until October of 2022. I believe they were actually expecting to do this much earlier, and some of the FAQs and some of the video tutorials that they have on the website kind of lead into expecting that this program was actually going to be released at the same time this information was going to be provided. But I suspect they're having quite a few technology issues with the website. Websites have been a big problem both on Marriott Vacation Club and Vistana.com, and I suspect they have some technology issues there that they need to solve for, but at least they're giving us this program information early. So you won't be able to elect for Abound club points until the full program launch, but you will be able to elect through December 31st, 2022 for a 2023 use year. It also means you won't be able to make any reservations in Abound for Marriott Vacations, whether it be at a Marriott Vacation Club property or at a Westin or Sheraton Vacation Club property either, until that time comes that they have a full program launch. And this next one coming up, I don't really like it all that much, but I'll tell you one thing I do like. I would like it if you'd hit the thumbs up button down below this video. Really does help out these videos. It's going to push them out to more people that are wanting to find out about Abound by Marriott Vacations, whether they're a Vistana owner or a Marriott Vacation Club owner. So I'd really do appreciate it if you would hit that thumbs up button down below, and thank you very much. Now, on to number 7, and that just happens to be the one thing not too big on here. That is changes to the banking rules, banking deadlines, and how long star options are actually going to be banked for. So this isn't necessarily just impacting Abound club points, because the Abound club points already have these banking deadlines and time frames that I'm going to discuss here that are impacting star options. But essentially what is going to be happening here is if you are an Abound owner, select, or executive owner benefit level, when you bank your star options, you'll have until June 30th of the use year to do so. It's actually one day earlier than it was previously. Well, you'll only be able to bank those for one additional calendar year. Under the old VSN rules, well, you could bank for 2 calendar years. Well, they're knocking this back to 1 calendar year. If you're a presidential level owner, well, you'll be able to bank for 1.5 years. And if you're a chairman's owner level, well, you'll be able to then bank for 2 years. They're also changing the banking deadlines here. Chairman owners are going to have to bank by October 31st of the use year, instead of what is now essentially for VSN 5-star elite, where they can actually bank all the way through December the 31st. Now on for number 8, we'll get that bad one behind us. We're going to talk about the best one of them all, the complete and total elimination of a la carte fees for a single club fee, which will be between $235 and $290 depending on your Abound ownership benefit level. Well, you're not going to have to pay any of those individual transaction fees. Those fees specifically are the actual VSN fee, so we're just going to be paying one fee for Abound membership. You won't have to pay the additional housekeeping fees if you booked additional reservations beyond the total number of contracts that you own. I did do a video on how those housekeeping fees work, what they are. It won't really matter too much in the future when we become members of Abound, but if you want to check out the video about that, I'll put a link to it right up there. But that'll be going away. The fee for banking star options is going away as well. So while we're losing some benefits on the banking of star options, well, you won't have to pay any fees associated with banking star options. For most owners, that was actually $109 to bank star options. That is being wiped out as well. You won't have to pay an Interval International membership fee, which we didn't already. And you won't have to pay fees for exchanges through Interval International into Marriott Vacation Club, Westin Vacation Club, or Sheraton Vacation Club properties. It will be a 0 exchange fee through Interval International for those properties and resorts. So that's a big benefit there. It can save you $164 currently on those exchange fees, at least for each fee and each time you exchange. Then also any fees for converting to Bonvoy points, any guest certificate fees, so I believe it's a $59 fee right now to add a guest to a star option reservation, and those pesky cancellation fees. If you cancel a star option reservation within 60 days or 7 days of check-in, well, you do have a $50 or $75 cancellation fee respectively there. Well, those cancellation fees are going away as well. Considerable fee savings here, even though you're going to be paying a higher club fee. Well, in the end, you could be saving some fees here if you were used to paying any of those additional a la carte fees in association with star option reservations. On to number 9, and that just happens to be that you actually potentially have the option to opt out of Abound by Marriott Vacations. So I mentioned earlier that essentially enrollment into Abound by Marriott Vacations will be automatic. Well, you can actually have the option or the opportunity to opt out. Essentially, what we think seems to happen here is when you opt out, all of those previous rule changes with regards to banking, all of that kind of stuff still remains. Those changes are being made in the Vistana Signature Network rules and regulations. But if you opt out, well, you're essentially just opting out of the consolidated fee, and you would pay the lower VSN fee, which in 2023 for a single week will be $170. And then you'd, of course, pay any of those additional a la carte fees if they were applicable. This will probably apply to a very small population of owners that might want to opt out of Abound. I'll probably end up doing a separate video on that in the future. So if you want to make sure you see that when I do that, if I do that, well, make sure you're subscribed here on Destination Timeshare. Now for number 10, this one's not too big of a deal, but you won't be able to use Abound club points to make exchange confirmations through Interval International into Marriott Vacation Club, Westin Vacation Club, or Sheraton Vacation Club Resorts. And the same, of course, applies to Vistana Beach Club. Essentially, they want you using club points to make reservations directly for those properties through Abound by Marriott Vacations. This doesn't impact your ability to use your actual VOI, whether it be home options or your weeks to make exchanges through Interval International, but just the ability to use Abound club points through Interval International. Now that we have those 10 behind us, I'm going to mention one thing we still do not know about Abound by Marriott Vacations, something that they haven't disclosed to us. Again, another broken link in the FAQ, and that is exactly how many Abound club points you will get for your vacation ownership interest. Whether it be Sheraton Flex, Westin Flex, Westin Aventuras, or a week, whatever it might be that you own, we don't know definitively what the number of Abound points you would get for your vacation ownership interest when you elect Abound points. I've actually been working on a conversion chart, keeping track of a lot of the numbers. People have been reporting from owner updates that they've been taking with either Marriott Vacation Club or with Vistana as well. So I will put a link to that down below. There are some numbers on there for different resorts, different units, different seasons. Keep in mind, this is information from a sales presentation being provided from owners out of those sales presentations. Probably a pretty good idea of what you will get if the number is provided there. But just keep that in mind. It is essentially self-reported data. Of course, when they roll out this program in October, we'll know how many Abound points each of us would get for our vacation ownership interest. So I'm kind of curious to know your thoughts on this program, these changes, anything you really like, anything that you don't like. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. And don't forget, if you're a Marriott Vacation Club owner as well, check out that other video that I'm releasing today. And also, if you like this video, I know you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos all about timeshare, check out the description box below. And if you want to see another video about Vistana Signature Network, take a look at this one right up here. And YouTube, they just know you're gonna like that one down there. Don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, the best destination is always a timeshare.